Alright guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to talk about preparing footballs. So this is a brand new football right out of the box, and we're going to give them a good treatment today, and I'm going to take you through it step by step. Let's first take a look at what equipment we need, or what stuff we need. So we need a couple of things to work the surface. We have regular baby wipes here. I'm going to show you how to use them in just a second. We have a hair dryer, just a regular cloth, some oil, some vegetable oil, a brush, and a small piece of the Wilson football wax, and the tack spray that we're going to use in the end. This is all the stuff you need, and I'll take you through it step by step. So when the ball comes out of the box, I've now inflated it. It's kind of covered with some kind of almost like a powder. There's something on the surface that you need to take off first of all. So I use just a regular baby wipe, non-perfume, and then just work the surface just like this to take all that stuff away. Just each panel gets a good wipe, just like this. Just to get all that. You can see here in the shot that this is kind of colored. So now it's wiped. What we do now is we put it into the oven, okay? And it's about 80 degrees centigrade. We just put it right in the middle. So the reason we do that is to make sure the ball is really dry and kind of the pores open up. We're going to go in with oil after this, and we want that oil to go in deep into the leather. So that's why we're going to keep it in here for like 2 or 3 minutes. We don't want it hot, just warm. So about 75, 80 degrees. All right, the ball is now ready to be taken out of the oven. It is now warm, but not hot, and it's really dry. So what we do now is we take this washcloth, and it's been dipped into regular vegetable oil. It's kind of soaked. It's not dripping, but it's soaked. And now we work it into the surface, as you can see right here. We want a lot of oil to get into the panel and get this dark color. You can see that the leather is really absorbing the oil. You want it to be saturated, but not like dripping. So we'll do one panel, I'll show it to you, and then I'll finish up, and we'll come back when it's all done. Alright, so this is one panel right here. You can see the dark color compared to the unwiped right here. Alright, so now all the 4 panels are being worked, and the ball, as you can see, is a lot darker. The oil is now going into the leather, absorbing it. So what we'll do is we'll put it back into the oven for 2 to 3 minutes, same temperature, and after that we'll just wipe it dry with just regular paper cloth. Okay? Okay, so the ball is now out of the oven. As you can see, it's dried up quite a bit. The color is a little lighter now than it was when we put it into the oven. I'll still wipe it with paper towels just to make sure there's no oil on the surface. We want the oil to go deep into the leather. So we'll just wipe it off, just like this. Make sure there's no oil on the surface. Just like this. It's not a long process. There we go. Okay, so as you can see here, we got some of it out, and not a lot. It's soaked up most of it. So now it's ready for the next step. Okay, so now it's time to use the wax. I'll use a hair dryer for that to get it warm. So just blow on it to make it a little softer, a little warmer, so I can apply it to the brush. As you can see, I've already done this. And then as soon as you got it onto the brush, go on with the hair dryer again to make it hotter, because then it's a lot easier to work it into the surface of the ball, just like this. Alright. Okay, so now it's kind of warm here, and you want to work it into the ball. And you want it kind of thick, just like this. You can see it visibly on the surface. You want to apply it pretty thick. So each panel should look like this. You can see it on the surface. So we'll do all 4 and then come back. All right, so now all 4 of the panels are covered with the wax on the surface. As you can see here, it's really thick, extra thick here on the laces, because those are made of plastic, so the oil can make them a little slippery. So it's good to have a little extra wax on here. What we're going to do now, because this is obviously not the finished product, we don't want the ball to look like this. We're going to work with the blow dryer again and make this wax melt and then polish with the cloth right there. So let's take a look at it. Right, this takes a little force. You have to really get deep into this and polish the wax. As you can see now, here this area that I've polished, it's now back to the normal color and it's not longer grumpy like this. It's a lot more smooth. I'll work the entire ball and we'll come back when I've done all the 4 panels. Alright, so I've done all the 4 panels with the cloth. I'll just finish up with the yellow one, the yellow side of the Scotch-Brite, make it really get into the leather deep and really polish up the surface. As you can see, quite shiny, got an even color, darker than it was when we started the process. That means that oil and wax is now in the leather. Alright, just a nice good wipe, and then we'll get to the last stage of the process. Here we go. Now it's really nice. Well, the tack spray from Wilson is the final touch, and that's not something that lasts. You do it and it will probably stay for a week if you have sunny conditions. If it's rainy, you'll have to do it before each practice or game, but it gives you that extra stickiness. So just spray it. Let's see if it, yeah, here we go. And then just gently wipe it with the tips of your fingers to cover the entire surface. Whoops. Again, the laces, give them a little extra love, because that's where the quarterback's going to have the majority of his fingers. And as I said before, they are plastic, so they can get a little slick. Okay, that's one side. Let's do the other side right here. There we go. Like 5 or 6 squirts per side, and you're good to go. Okay, now the process is complete, and the football is now protected when it comes to rain and well, water in general, puddles, what have you, mud. So if the ball gets wet at practice, you can easily rejuvenate it compared to a new ball or a ball that you just started using without pre-preparing it. And as you can probably almost hear, it's now sticky, and that's the surface that really is going to help your quarterback and your receivers handling the football. Now it's in perfect condition, ready to go.